Let's get nuts. Oh, let's get nuts indeed. Let's start a new week, guys. What is happening? Welcome to the show. Welcome to Film Junkee Live. Hopefully you guys didn't miss me too much because there was no vodka stream on Friday. Good to be back. Obviously, I was in Laughlin over the weekend and everything. Hey, Jason McKenzie, thank you for the $30 super chat. You are awesome, my friend. Make sure you guys hit that like, thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Do all the things right there. All right, how we doing? Hopefully you guys are doing good. Who is out there right now? Oh, I should hit the chat button. Here we go. What's going on, Ryan? Everyone, I'm seeing The Naked Gun this Thursday. Please, no spoilers. There's really nothing to spoil, to be honest. It's a parody movie. There's nothing really to spoil, but I'm not going to say anything about spoilers. I'm just going to talk about the box office. That's really all I'm going to talk about. So. Clone Avenger, good to see you, my friend. Man, that Spider-Man suit is awesome. So awesome. It almost makes you forget the F4 box office numbers. Maybe that was by design. You ever think about that? Huh? Possibly? I don't know. Let's see. I did like the movie. Glad to see Superman box office numbers doing good. Bring on Lanterns. Gotta love that. We got Mr. Eric right here. One thing for the pundits looking for woke and everything. The Fantastic Four film is unwoke as it gets. Yeah, there's no wokeness in it. Especially regarding how they handle Sue's unborn child. Oh yeah. Like I said, there's nothing. I mean, I know they were trying to say that when Vanessa Kirby and they were all saying like, oh yeah, she's the leader of the group and all this kind of stuff. So then naturally all those people were like, oh God, here we go again. It's like, well, first off, she's always been kind of like the leader. She's the glue that keeps the team together. She is absolutely the glue. Everybody has their thing. So while Reed is like totally fixated on solving the problem, she's kind of just trying to keep everybody, she's the glue. She is the glue. And you also bring up a good point about the child. Monique, hello all. Hope you are having a resplendent Monday. Breakfast for dinner in Mikasa tonight. Bacon, eggs, and Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen. Ooh. Okay. Knockoff honey butter croissants. Sounds delicious. Nothing wrong with having some breakfast for dinner. I prefer it, to be honest. I think that would, see, that's just good eating right there. Just absolutely good eating. So, just delicious. What's going on, Jalen? Good to see you. And then, of course, thank you, Mr. Jason McKenzie, my friend. I don't have a drink to rise, that I usually do, especially when it's the vodka stream. But thank you for the $30 super chat, my friend, helping out that pirate ship. Much love. Much love to you. I was like, for a minute there, I thought my mic wasn't on. But thank you, sir. What's going on, Brian? Good to see you. Long time no watch. Let's have one hell of a show. And we got Dell in the City. Good to see you, my friend. All right. Fun fact, years ago, there was a TV show set in Laughlin with Hugh Jackman. Really? Did not know that. Huh. Interesting. And who else we got? We got Taladia Plays. What is happening? All right. Good to see you, buddy. It was nice talking to you the other week. Oh, yeah. Happy birthday, Eric. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Hardboiled Entertainment. Happy birthday to you. All right, guys. Let's have some fun, of course. Got plenty to talk about. Everybody's talking about the box office, so naturally the box office is going to be the number one topic. But, of course, we'll talk about the full box office. We'll see how the Naked Gun reboot did, which, if you guys saw my reaction, didn't give a full-on review. Didn't give a full-on review because obviously I do that on the beginning of the vodka stream, but there was no vodka stream on Friday, so. But yeah, go see it. If you're a fan of the original, go see it for sure. Really enjoyed that one. Really enjoyed. Me and my dad were cracking up, and I think they understood the assignment. I mean, I know David Zucker wasn't too happy about it, and I was kind of going, yeah, that sucks that the creator of the franchise kind of got, he ended up getting kind of dicked out of it, but, then I was kind of worried about it, but at the same time, it's like they still understood the assignment. Seth MacFarlane and Akiva? I forgot who the director is, but they understood the assignment for sure. But, yeah, guys, hopefully you guys had a good weekend. Like I said, I was gone all weekend. If I'm looking a little red, obviously I was in the sun a lot this weekend. So if you see some redness, we were definitely at the pool Saturday for quite a while. So, but yeah, it was fun. We were celebrating Mama Film Junkie. There she is. Mama Film Junkie. Her birthday is Wednesday, but we were celebrating over the weekend. Hopefully, I don't know where you're at, Mom. If you're still over there or you're home. If you're home, yeah. Because I came home yesterday, but yeah. Good to see you, Mom, of course. Love you. Yeah, we had a great time. Lots of food, lots of drinks. Of course, gambling. I was doing well when it came to gambling in Laughlin. I was up, and I was doing the smart thing because every time I was up, I would quit. I wouldn't play for too long. I would just quit and be like, all right, that's it. But then there was Saturday night was a cold night at the tables, and yeah, so I think I came out $20 or $30 ahead. I don't know because I was when you're gambling and then you're trying to pay for things and you're paying for drinks, you're doing all this stuff. I don't know, but it was super hot in Laughlin, of course, 115 degrees pretty much, and but you stay inside or you stay at the pool, and yeah, we had a great time. We definitely had a great time. So. Yeah, but we'll wish, you could wish Mama Film Junkie a happy birthday already, but it's not officially her birthday until Wednesday. So my dad looks at gambling as a way to get drinks. See, it's true. I mean, that's one thing when you're in the casino. I mean, it's so funny because it's been a bit since I've stayed at a casino. It's been a while. It's been like 2 years because I went to Vegas 2 years ago. Last year I didn't go anywhere. Where I stay at a casino. It's always like an interesting vibe because when you first get there and you hear all the noises, all the machines, it's kind of just like, whoa, it's all, and then you get used to it. When you're there for a couple of days, you get used to it. You're going up and down the elevator, you're seeing the ugly carpet of the hotel. God, why is the hotel carpets, man, so ugly? But I get it because people are going to throw up on it or spill some food or spill a drink on it. Understandable that they make the carpets so ugly in casinos and hotels. But it's just like you get used to it. And then you're kind of sad that you leave, that you have to leave. Like when I left yesterday, I left about 4 o'clock yesterday. It's like a 4-hour drive to Laughlin from my house. So I was like, all right, I'll leave later. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like I said, food, drinks, all the things, great stuff. But when it comes to drinks that they give you, if you get mixed drinks, always get a beer. You should always get a beer if you're at the machines or you're at the table because they can't cheapen a beer. They could cheapen a mixed drink. They could just be like, here you go, soda, splash of vodka. They could cheapen those. But anyways. That was a weekend. It was a lot of fun, catching up with family, of course, celebrating Mom and her friend and her bestie Teresa. So we had a lot of fun doing all that. And yeah, like I said, I got a little torched, but not too bad. Luckily, I got that. I'm half Mexican, so I got that Mexican skin. That is hopefully some of the redness is going to turn nice and golden brown and everything. So not hurting or anything. So. And yeah, so great birthday. Love you, Mom. And all right, guys, let's get to the show. Let's get to talking here. Let's see, where am I at? All right, let's go ahead and get to some tweets and see what happened. I got the Giants on. They are winning. I was going to turn it off, but it's 4-3. They're playing the Pirates. I'm nervous, very nervous. I'm hoping that the Giants are going to have a run because they've been sucking lately. They're winning right now, so I got that on in the background. I'll try not to be too distracted by it. I'll do my best. All right. All right, let's start off with this one right here. Because oh, man, because... I mean, again, sometimes I'm just like, James Gunn, you don't have to respond to everything. Jimmy Guns, you don't have to respond to everything, but... he does. He does. And, a lot of people actually appreciated that he responded to this a little bit. But obviously, if you guys remember in the last couple of weeks that we were talking that there's been a certain someone in the crazy Snyder fandom, not the Snyder fandom, I always want to like emphasize the fact that the Snyder fandom, the normal people in the Snyder fandom are all, there's a lot of people in the Snyder fandom that are just normal peeps, all right? They're just normal peeps. If they don't like the new stuff, they usually just keep quiet. There are some that have kept quiet, and then all of a sudden when Superman came out, then all of a sudden they started saying things, which was kind of disappointing. But for the most part, the Snyder fandom is, and that's usually every fandom, but there's always that loud minority that is part of every fandom that just goes above and beyond just to be loud and obnoxious. And then sadly, we gravitate towards the negative too much because that's just in our genetics or something like that. But obviously we were talking about that certain individual that decided to go to Comic-Con and go to the Hall H Peacemaker panel, where James Gunn was at and was basically trying to glaze himself up, saying that he infiltrated the panel, which was no infiltration. It's not like he snuck in there. He waited in line and paid money. So he did that, and then, of course, he was trying to stare James Gunn down, kind of make it seem like he was just wanting to cause a scene and everything. Really ridiculous. Same individual who followed me to the bathroom in the Rebel Moon, during the Rebel Moon premiere, just to see what would happen, and blah, blah, blah. So James Gunn somebody on Threads said, so the guy who thought running up on James Gunn at SDCC was a good idea, your daily reminder that these are just movies and you're not a freedom fighter in a war. Gunn and Snyder both have no idea you exist. James Gunn, and this wasn't even directed at James Gunn, so I was like, come on, man, you don't have to respond to this. It wasn't directly at you. But again, it did tag, I guess they tagged Superman, so I guess he was looking at Superman tweets or threads or whatever the hell. I certainly didn't notice anyone running up on me. Now, I will say, I don't think Mr. Skywalker, who doesn't talk about Star Wars, I don't think he was planning on doing that. He just wanted to cause a scene and wanted to stare down, which he's done to me, stare down, James Gunn to be noticed or something. I don't know. Ridiculous stuff. And James Gunn actually followed it up by saying, just ignore the toxic fans, ignore all this, ignore all that. He did follow it up, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, you didn't need to respond to that just to add more to it. But it was just kind of funny, like, oh, shit. Here, it was just like, well, he did respond. But, what he posted, yeah, it made sense. And I can even, let's see. Let me see if I could. I wasn't going to talk about it, but actually I kind of want to bring up what he did say when it came to all this. But, but what that person said is true. It's like some of these people make it sound like they're in a war. I don't know if they're actually serious. Do they actually believe it? Sometimes I just wonder, and that's what kind of can make you nervous about it. That's why, like, when it came to, the following to the bathroom and being in the bathroom with this individual and him kind of mumbling to himself, I'm going, I don't know if this guy is stable. It doesn't seem like that's the case. And then I'm going, I don't know if this guy wants to cause a scene during, again, disrespecting Zack Snyder and everybody. If he's willing to do that, I'm just kind of going like, well, maybe he does believe he's in a war. I don't know. I think he has a military background too. That could, maybe there's something there. And it's like, hey, seek help there, bud. Name's Gunn. Toxic. I don't know if I could find it, but there's, oh yeah. So this is what he posted right here. So he posted this long thing right here that said, if you see something toxic online, my advice would be don't interact with it. Attention only, attention only, I think he meant fans. Okay, fans, sorry, I was reading that wrong. Attention only fans the flames of online toxicity. It's one of the reasons I primarily on this platform. It isn't because there are fewer toxic people here, although there seemingly are. He's talking about threads. Obviously, Twitter is a madhouse. It's the wild, wild west. It's because it started as an online culture where more willing to let the toxic personality in the back of the room shout himself hoarse and go away. When you shout back, you're making that voice relevant. You're giving it a soundboard. You are the midwife helping to birth the toxic voice into the world. You're helping to make a few thousand angry voices seem like millions. And to be clear, when I'm talking about toxicity, I'm talking primarily about rage and cruelty. I'm not talking about not liking something or having reasonable arguments about things we like and don't. Anyway, forgive the PSA, but it's on my mind. So yeah, so maybe he was aware of all that. Yeah, it's interesting. But, but at the same time, it was a nice little PSA, obviously. But, it's never going to... And it's one of those things, too, where I've had conversations with friends where they think that, both Zach and James need to address. And I've even seen some of the diehard Snyder fans go, what the hell? James Gunn, you should be acknowledging your toxic fans then. I'm like, okay, he's not going to acknowledge toxicity online. Yeah, he acknowledged it right there. But I'm still waiting. I mean, there was literally a diehard Snyder fan that glazed himself up saying that he went somewhere personally in real life to cause a scene. Okay, and this is not the first time. 2, he wants to cause a scene in real life. So when that actually happens from one of his fans, yeah, maybe there could be some kind of acknowledgement. But when it's just like noise online, there doesn't need to be an acknowledgement. This individual wanted to make it a point to cause a scene in real life. That's the thing. That's the difference between that and then just shitty people online. Anyways, crazy. All right, that's enough of that. I just wanted to acknowledge that real quick because that was, it's just like, well, all right, he didn't really need to do it, but. Hideo Kojima. If I'm saying his name right, probably not, because I'm bad with names. I am. Well, you guys know who he is. It's always funny because, he's a big video game developer. A lot of people always kind of wait for his, because he creates games, very popular, very well known in the gaming community. And when he gives reviews to movies, sometimes he'll just be like, I just watched this movie. And that's the tweet. That means he didn't like it. He never shits on a movie. He just, when he doesn't like a movie, when he says he just watched this movie. And that's all he acknowledges, which is kind of cool. But when he does like a movie, the tweet gets a lot longer. And he liked Superman. Since I've been on world tour, I hadn't had the chance to watch. But this morning, I finally got to see James Gunn's Superman. It was good. It was neither dark nor stylish, cool, or even super. The perspective of the audience, the distance and elevation is different from the Superman we used to look up into the sky to. This film gently observes the human being Clark Kent and Superman as one and approaches him from the same human perspective. It's a heartwarming human film. The movie itself wasn't punk, but punk rocker by Teddy Bears, with vocals by our very own Iggy Pop, played during the credits. That part was pure punk, and it was amazing. So you gotta love that. So, anyways, what's going on, Jose? Let's see. Can always count on Dave to butcher a name. That's my calling card, man. Hey, you know what? That's some of us are bad with doing names. And I know I did. I know I absolutely did. But hey, that's the joke. Of course, there's like an individual who doesn't like it when I do that. And it's like, sorry, sometimes things just don't stick up here. But so he liked it. Mr. Hideo? Oh, man. Anyways, and then there's this video. Oh, and then there's this right here. So 10 years ago, this was on July 31st. 10 years ago, guys, and you guys know I'm a huge fan of the Mission Impossible franchise. And when it came to Rogue Nation, we got introduced to a new character and an actress that a lot of us have never seen before, and that was, of course, Rebecca Ferguson. And yes, this little video right here, 10 years ago today, Rebecca Ferguson made her debut as Ilsa Faust in the Mission Impossible franchise. And I tell you what, did she make a freaking entrance, man? I tell you, this scene right here, we won't show the whole thing, but what can a woman in a dress do? I mean, she was just so freaking sexy. Just so freaking sexy right here. Let's go ahead and mute the music, but she's so, look at that shot right there. Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, that's just I mean, come on. The leg up and then holding up the shotgun. I mean, or not the shotgun, but the sniper rifle, I should say. That right there, I mean, Jesus. And then they fucking killed her off in a stupid way. They did her so dirty in in Dead Reckoning. I remember when I rewatched Dead Reckoning, I was like, I don't even want to watch this scene. Sorry, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Dead Reckoning, I'm sorry. But I mean, the way that what they did with the character, I mean, she was so great all the way up to Dead Reckoning. And then I don't know if there was like something that happened or whatever, but man, that shot right there, when she puts that leg up and just, oh yeah. They knew exactly how to shoot that, and it was like, Jesus Christ, how sexy was that? But yeah, they did her dirty. They did Ilsa dirty, man. They did. And then guess who had a birthday? Let's see, was on the 31st also? Yeah. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Christopher Nolan. He turned 55 on the 31st, and we got somebody right here, and a nice little acquaintance, a guy, you guys know I love fan art. I love fan-made posters. I love also displaying like these creators that create these posters, and I would love this poster on my wall. It's from Rico Jr. Crea, and he made this poster right here. He's made it, it's just showing all of Christopher Nolan's movies with his silhouette. The Christopher Nolan collection. So you got all the movies right there. Just all right in there. You could look at this and just find something new for a bit. It's just so beautiful. And I'm like going, I probably should purchase this because I think he might be selling some of these. Just a beautiful freaking poster right there. Love it. What's going on for you, Jason? Good to see you. We got Swak fan also, and Antonio. Good to see you. Good to see you. The Social Network 2, that is happening. That's right. Aaron Sorkin, he wrote and apparently is going to be directing The Social Network 2, the follow-up. And, because there's more from Mark Zuckerberg. There's way more, obviously, when it comes to recent things, when it comes to Mark Zuckerberg. So he wanted to do a follow-up when it came to it. So naturally, we're like, okay, cool. You got to bring back Jesse Eisenberg. He played a fantastic Mark Zuckerberg. Right? Oh, man. Jesse Eisenberg has currently decided not to return as Mark Zuckerberg in The Social Network 2. Shit! And that sucks. It's like, oh, man, that would have been great. But apparently, I don't know, Jesse Eisenberg's, he's weird. He's a little weird. But somebody actually told me that after he did the first one, he kind of didn't like Mark Zuckerberg and things that he did after, so it kind of makes sense that he's not returning. But yeah, there's definitely going to be something missing there. But then at the same time, it's going to be a whole different story. It's going to be a decade later. I think they're going to be doing like more current things when it came to Mark Zuckerberg, but it's just, I think it's, I'm still looking forward to it, but yeah, no Marky Zuckerberg is coming, or no Jesse Eisenberg coming back. Sadly, but what can you do, man? He doesn't want to come back. Liam Neeson. Okay, so obviously Liam Neeson's been promoting the shit out of the Naked Gun reboot. So naturally, he's been asked all kinds of questions during press junkets. And he talked about his death in The Phantom Menace, of course, Qui-Gon, getting killed by Darth Maul. And he didn't like it. I didn't like it either. I don't think anybody really liked his death. It seemed a little off. It seemed a little cheap. Did anybody else feel that? Because I've felt that for a bit. I mean, I get it. It was supposed to just be something that was like, okay, we have to get rid of him because we have to have Obi-Wan train Anakin, so we have to get Qui-Gon out of the picture, and we have to have, and then of course, it led to one of the best scenes when it comes to lightsabers, when it came to just Darth Maul and Obi-Wan. I mean, when Obi-Wan's like, I'm gonna fuck you up, man, I'm gonna fuck you up, and then he just comes out, just, I mean, that, in Phantom Menace, I still think that is the best lightsaber sequence right there. Yeah, Revenge of the Sith had some pretty good shit too. I felt it was a little bit more like I don't know. It just didn't feel as energetic and as aggressive as that. But anyways, Liam Neeson, he didn't really like his death either in Phantom Menace. I'm supposed to be this Jedi master. My character fell for that, I'm going for your face. Psych, I'm going for your stomach. Like, please, hardly a Master Jedi then. So, yeah. He was just like, yeah, why would he do that? If he's a Jedi Master, it wouldn't happen like that. And yeah, it does seem a little weird where it's like, he does do that fake out, then he goes, and then it's like, yeah, they kind of messed up that. They could have made it a little, and then it's kind of funny too, because in recent Star Wars series, there's some people that have gotten stabbed by a lightsaber and they didn't die. They just fell into a coma, and then the technology in this world repaired them. So that kind of sucks too. It's like now you can get stabbed by a lightsaber and then just live. But not Qui-Gon. Not Qui-Gon. They didn't have that technology yet. That's what happened. Cheap death. Okay. Then we got the Spidey stuff. Let's see what else we got. Okay, we're going to be talking about that. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about things. All right. The Punisher special presentation, is that what they're calling it? I don't know. But that's being filmed right now. As Spider-Man Brand New Day is being filmed too. So John Bernthal, I mean, they did that perfectly because John Bernthal is also going to be showing up in Spider-Man Brand New Day as he's filming his little special thing for Disney Plus, which is still weird. The Punisher is getting a special presentation on Disney Plus. It's always very strange right here, but we got a little GIF right here. It's just a little GIF, and it's just really awesome because it's just, it's showing John Bernthal just being a badass right here. So, bam. All right, so takes that, kick him, take the bat, smack that guy in the face, and then he does the John Bernthal strut. You see that? That's the John Bernthal strut that you see at the end right there. It's so cool. Because he's like a little bow-legged. You've seen him just walk. Pay attention to his walk in movies. He just walks kind of like, that kind of bow-legged kind of. But I just love that little strut that, after he slams that guy, he just burp. I'm like, yes. It's going to be badass. Only on Disney Plus. Let's see what else we got. We don't show that. Oh yeah, and I, it's funny. It's funny because I think I actually had this shirt before. I think Mama Film Junkie actually bought me this shirt, kind of a similar shirt. Maybe she was at Laughlin, but this was I didn't post any pictures on Twitter of me being at Laughlin or anything like that. But the last day when I went into the gift shop of the casino I was in, I thought, I'll take a picture of this because obviously, it's a shirt that I probably should have got. But I think Mama Film Junkie actually bought me the shirt a long time ago, just as a joke. Because obviously, when you see the shirt, you know exactly why she would have bought it for me. There you go. Sorry, sneeze. Buttman. Laughlin. There you go. I probably should have bought this shirt right here. I almost did. I thought about it. I was like, maybe I should get that shirt. It's pretty creative. It is pretty creative. I'm sure I could find it on Amazon if I decide to do it, but man, I saw that and I was like, oh yeah, there you go. Then of course I sent it to a couple friends. I'm like, hey, check this out. Should I get it? And of course every one of them was like, yeah, you should. But I didn't get it. I didn't get it, but I was like, maybe I won't. Fun times. Oh, Scott McClellan. Okay, let's see here. So, good old Scott McClellan, of course, co-host to DC Fanimated Stream every Wednesday at 8 o'clock Pacific time. Oh God, this game is giving me this game is gonna give me heart palpitations. We got one out, bottom of the ninth. Giants are still up 4-3. There's a man on first. Oh, this is scary. Anyways, come on, guys, you can pull through. Save. We need to save. Anyways, so Scott McClellan got a new little toy. You guys know that Scott McClellan is a collector. He is a collector. If you follow him on Twitter, which you should, follow Squadcast Media on YouTube because now it's just basically him running that channel. So he's trying to post content on there as much as possible. But of course, anytime he gets a new toy, he is going to post about it. And he got a hot toy. That's right. He got a hot toy of good old BVS Batfleck. Look at that. Look at that. That's right. Grappling gun, cape action. You got the head. You got the different heads right there. The cowl looks great. The suit looks great. Everything looks great. I'm jealous. I'm absolutely jealous. Oh, absolutely jealous. But yeah, he's got a video. So go over to Squadcast Media on YouTube. After you're done here, go over there and watch the unboxing. Go over there and watch the unboxing of this. And check it out. Just good stuff. That thing is sexy. Sexy as all hell, for God's sakes. Oh, God. There's 2 men on, 1 out. We need a double play, boys. Come on. All right. Try not to be distracted. I'm sorry. Dwayne Johnson. Hey, we got a Dwayne Johnson report right here. And, this is from the Wall Street Journal. Who knows what their source is, but... Oh, this is going to be a little... It's a little controversial when it comes to Dwayne Johnson, when it comes to the live action Moana. Jesus Christ. I was like, how do you say that? My brain was like, right there. Moana. Obviously, Dwayne Johnson voices whatever character. I haven't seen it. Just not on my radar, not on my list to watch. Maybe eventually I'll watch it. But I haven't watched any of the Moana movies. There's been 2 of them now, right? Yeah, the one that just came out recently. And then, so obviously they're doing a live action Moana. And we saw set photos of Dwayne Johnson basically in a muscle suit. That's right. Dwayne Johnson in a muscle suit. That doesn't make sense. That sounds like an oxymoron. That sentence, I'm surprised I'm even saying that. But at the same time, when you see the character in animation, yeah, he's a very large dude, like wide. So they had to make him look a lot more wide. And we saw, like, in the distance, some paparazzi showed him in the distance, and you could tell he's wearing a muscle suit. Well, apparently they wanted to do something else that Dwayne Johnson approved of, but then they ended up not doing it. Disney planned to use AI deepfake technology to put Dwayne Johnson's face on a body double for the live-action Moana remake. Johnson approved the plan, but it never went ahead due to data and copyright concerns. Oh, shit. Oh. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. Oh, that didn't work. Damn it, that drop didn't work. Anyways, man, my nose is kind of like running right now. I hit that like thumbs up. So Dwayne Johnson was like, yeah, do that, because, that would be easy money for him. If you think about it, that would be very easy money for him, where he just like, okay, so all I have to do is just, not really do anything, and I could just get paid for it. And, he approved it, apparently. According to Wall Street Journal, he approved it, but then they're like, nope, we can't do it because data and copyright, we can't do that. So then now he had to actually get into a muscle suit, a crazy muscle suit, which I don't know how that's going to look on camera. It's going to be interesting. He had to be out there in the sun in a muscle suit. So he actually had to do the work. So, man. Tie game. Oh, man. The Giants are blowing it. Of course. Oh, and who hit it? The ex-catcher. Yeah. Joey Bart. God damn it. No, Giants. Whatever. Why did I have the game on? But anyways, Dwayne Johnson. I don't know. We'll see how that turns. We'll see how that looks, because, it might look a little wonky, but then, of course, they could probably fix it with some VFX and whatever in post-production. But anyways, Chris Stuckmann, Shelby Oaks. I was wondering when we're actually going to see the first trailer for this. And we finally have the first trailer. If you guys know who Chris Stuckmann is, Chris Stuckmann has been a longtime movie reviewer on YouTube, who inspired me to start my channel. I used to watch Chris Stuckmann's reviews all the time, found him. And he inspired me to start my channel. and really always like anytime there's a movie that comes, I don't watch every single one of his reviews, but you know, when there's something where I'm like, what does Chris Stuckmann have to say? What does Chris Stuckmann have to say about this certain movie? I always like want to know his opinion, and he's one of those where he just, I love his background. First off, the background that he has right now is really cool, and he just articulates a lot of the same thoughts that I have. But he's finally going to be his first feature debut, his writing and directing his first movie, Shelby Oaks, which I think he filmed 2.5 years ago. It was a little bit ago that he got crowdfunding for it, and then all of a sudden he got Mike Flanagan, which we all know who Flanagan is, to support him, to be an executive producer on it, which is great. You want to get a good name on there too. The first trailer for his movie came out. I don't know if you guys saw it. Okay, so that drop worked right there. I didn't mean to. This stupid thing. Oh, my thing's going nuts.
Come on, let's get it nuts.
Oh my God, what am I doing? Sorry guys, my freaking little control panel right here just went nuts, literally, and showed nuts. Hold on, what am I doing here? Okay, I think we're good now. No, turn that off. Sorry, my little control panel went nuts. Anyways, here we go right here. If you guys haven't seen it, we won't watch the whole thing, but you could tell that Stuckmann knows how to shoot some horror right here.
You need help?
She finally let me go.
I mean, this first shot right here. Whoa, slow motion. What the hell? He just shoots himself in the head. So yeah, I mean, like everything about this, a lot of tension building, showing some things. I mean, this looks really good. Look at that shot right there. This, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's a walk-off. Jesus Christ.
Going out here.
Yeah, apparently right here they shot it in an abandoned prison. Very old school right there. But yeah, they shot it in an abandoned prison. Apparently, I think I read that they did some reshoots because you know it was a crowdfunded movie. It was a low budget crowdfunded movie, so they couldn't really do a lot. But apparently, they got more funding, probably because Mike Flanagan attached his name to it. So he probably helped them get some more money, and they actually did some reshoots just to increase like some gore and do some other things right here. So there you go. Very much looking forward to that. Very much looking forward to that. And the Giants suck. They still suck. They just lost. Oh, they're doing a manager's challenge. Well, of course, you better do a manager's challenge. There might be a walk-off. Are you kidding me here? Right when I'm live, you're going to do this? Yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be there October 3rd. There might be something happening October 3rd. But yeah, definitely going to do that. Hey, guess what comes out tomorrow? Jurassic World Rebirth. That's right. You're going to be able to download it, well, you know, pay for it, and then stream it, VOD. You're going to be able to watch Jurassic World Rebirth tomorrow. That's right. It's available tomorrow. And then, of course, when it comes to 4K UHD, Blu-ray, and DVD, that's not coming out till September 9th. But yeah, I'm sorry. That seems like a little too soon. Only a month? You're going to have a Jurassic World movie that is killing it at the box office, and you're already going to make it available for digital download after a month? That has a little bit more legs. I don't really understand that decision. Why not wait another 30 days? To me, it's just like, wait another 30 days. Please. You should. Even though I did not like the movie, I probably will never see that movie again unless, you know, it's playing somewhere. I don't plan on really seeing that movie because I did not enjoy it. I probably would rather watch Jurassic Park 3 more than Jurassic World Rebirth. I really didn't like this movie. You know, Scarlett Johansson, nice to look at. That's about it. But yeah, it's going to be available. I'm like going, really already? That seems a little too soon. Let it breathe a little bit, huh? But hey, whatever. I'm making the decisions. Yeah, Giants suck. They lost. They blew a 4-1 lead. Yeah. Giants aren't going to the playoffs. Sorry. I don't mean to throw the whole sports thing in here. All right, let's turn this shit off. Turn this shit off. Ugh. Man, after that sneeze, my nose just started running a little bit. I'm not getting sick, I swear. I already was sick. I'm good. I swear to God, I'm good. All right. And then we got some art right here from Superman. We got Mr. Terrific. This is pretty cool, like Mr. Terrific art. This is from Willish Ado, who made this art right here. Obviously, if you know the scene, you know the scene. Where Mr. Terrific goes to that little, that on the beach and does, and takes his little spheres and just F's all those guys up while Lois is like, of course, within the little force field. So, really like that. I always like to show off some great artwork, and I think that was pretty cool. I like the little style right there. God damn, why is my nose like just running all of a sudden? Sorry if I'm sniffing too much. It's all that, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, the Giants, I know. Football season's coming up. I've lost faith in the Giants making the playoffs. That's for damn sure. They just suck now. Greenland. Do you guys remember Greenland? Gerard Butler and Monica. I can't remember her name. Who was also in Deadpool. You know, the love interest in Deadpool. I can't remember her name. Somebody will say it in the chat. But yeah, there's going to be a Greenland 2. It was announced a while ago, and now it's been. We have an official release date. I guess they've already filmed it because it's coming out January 9th of next year. So yeah, it's a January movie. And the sequel follows the family as they leave the Greenland bunker to journey across the Marina. That's right, Marina Baccarin. That's right, not Monica. The sequel follows the family as they leave the Greenland bunker to journey across the decimated wasteland of Europe to find a new home. Now, I don't think it actually needed a sequel. Probably not, but then at the same time, when you see the end of it, you kind of go, well, I could see why they would have a sequel, and that's the sequel right there, is now that everything's been said and done, and when they're, spoiler alert, they make it to the bunker, when they get out of it, now it's like, okay, now you got a whole new thing. Greenland, I was like going, oh, okay, we have another end-of-the-world movie. I remember there was like, Gerard Butler was in 2 end-of-the-world type of movies. He was in Geostorm, and then he was in Greenland. Geostorm was not good. Geostorm was a shit sandwich. It was just a really B-roll type of shit sandwich and everything. So it really did not work. It was dumb. I don't even know who directed that. Whatever the hell. Geostorm was bad. Greenland was surprisingly good. I really like Greenland. Like, there was a lot of tension. I don't know. I forgot who directed it, but they did a really good job of just creating a lot of tension when it came to this family trying to make it to one of these bunkers. And it was shot very well and, yeah, done very well. So I'm actually looking forward to the sequel. And, yeah, it's a January movie. Fine. January movies could be good, too. So we are live there, main man Dano. This is, yeah, Wednesdays are the not-so-lives. Yeah, she was also in the Gotham show. She was. And Vanessa in Deadpool, yeah. So she's done some comic book things. And there is a douchebag in my mentions right now that is just, oh man, because I gotta mute my tweets. Well, or I could read off some of the stuff, but my tweets about the main topic that we're gonna now jump into after we talk about some DCU news. But of course, talking about the Superman box office. I mean, there are just people that just, Superman's gonna cross 600 million for sure. There are people that are actively trying to say it's a flop, and I knew that would be the case. Well, I'm going to talk more about that, of course, when we get to it. But yeah, let's get into the main topics. Let's talk about some DCU stuff, though. First, we'll go in there. Not much. There's not a whole lot when it comes to just DCU stuff because, it's going to get lighter. It's going to get lighter when it comes to DCU stuff, for sure. Now that Superman is out, I mean, I love the fact that they're still trying to keep the hype. They're still trying to keep the conversation. I think the way they've been approaching Superman I think that's why it's been helping. I think that's why it's been helping Superman to have legs at the box office. I really do, because I was kind of wondering, I'm like, is it going to have some legs like after the initial, release and everything? It's like, okay, good start. Is it going to keep on going? Is it going to, is it going to make 500 million? And it did. And is it going to make 600 million? Seems like it's going to. And it just keeps on going and going and going. It's got some good legs. It's definitely got some good legs to it, but I think just the fact that, Gunn and crew are trying to keep it, they're posting things on TikTok, they're posting things on social media, keeping the conversation going. Yeah, the conversation might have gone down for sure, but yeah. So anyways, what do we got here? All right. Let's talk about this. Okay. So we had this one at first. So James Gunn again, what does he love to do? Put his foot in his mouth. James Gunn loves to, when he types things out, he gets a little too ahead of himself, and then he ends up putting his foot into his mouth, and that's where I'm like, Jimmy Guns, you need to relax a little bit, hold back, somebody take his phone, when he's responding to people. And this is the first thing that we're going to be talking about right here. It's like, you gotta, and this is not even like a foot in the mouth kind of situation, but it kind of is, because you could kind of just go, well, but you chose that word. You shouldn't use that word, and that word is sequel. So somebody was like, very solid advice, James. Now that Superman is out and the press tour is finished, do you have any time to relax? And he says, Peacemaker press and sequel writing. So then there was headlines and tweets. James Gunn is writing Superman 2. James Gunn's writing Superman 2. It's like, wait a minute. We've already... And I was kind of going like, well, hasn't he mentioned during interviews, guys, that he's not necessarily writing a sequel to Superman? That he's just kind of writing a follow-up that's going to have Superman in it. And he's going to be very pivotal to that story, but it's not exactly a Superman sequel. And sure enough, he did have to clarify... He clarified right here. I'm a little confused right now. Is this the same movie you've talked about in the past? The one where you said Superman had a major role, but wasn't exactly a sequel? Or is this a different movie and this one is actually Superman 2? Yes. Sorry. This is the same movie. Superman has a major role. It's not Superman 2. There you go. So he at least he apologized, but it's like, yeah, dude, you said sequel. That's where you made the mistake. That's a buzzword. And what happens? Headlines. Headlines happen like that. Like that. When he said that, I was like, I don't think he actually meant sequel. I figured that, oh yeah, he doesn't actually mean sequel. And sure enough, that was the case. But of course, people are going to be like, you're going to take it literal. If you put that word, people are going to be like, sequel. And that's a buzzword, because then people are, it's a buzzword, and people might be, after they see Superman, they might type in Superman sequel. Is that happening? So naturally, there's going to be headlines and tweets and all this kind of stuff that say that. So got to be careful there, Jimmy Guns. Choose your words. Slow down. And if you guys want to see who, we talked about this last week, Mr. Handsome. You want to see who is behind the mask of Mr. Handsome? James Gunn already said that Mr. Handsome was like his favorite character of the movie, because Mr. Handsome is actually not an alien. We all thought he might have been a white alien, white Martian, I should say, to specify, which is part of, it is canon in the DC, in the DC universe. White Martians are canon. So a lot of us were kind of going, is that a white Martian? It might be a white Martian, who knows? Turns out it wasn't. Mr. Handsome was actually, Lex Luthor actually created him when he was like 12 years old, because, Lex is just a crazy person and super smart in a petri dish. So he's been around for a while, and apparently James Gunn just really liked who Mr. Handsome was. And that actor who played Mr. Handsome was Trevor Nolan. And if you want to know what he looked like without the mask, there he is. That costume looks like it was super hot, though. I'm wondering I wonder how long it took him to get in that costume. But obviously he had to be a very slender fella. Long neck. But there you go. That's the man behind the mask. That creepy mask. Good Lord. Yikes. Makes you wonder, is Mr. Handsome going to show up again in the DC universe? In this DCU? Is he going to show up? Guess we'll see. What's going on, Arkham Knight 99? Good to see you. Just finished Superman for the third time and currently waiting for the second end credits scene. There you go. So he's currently watching Superman right now. Love it. All right, what else we got before we get into the Superman topic? So this is interesting. Sandman, Season 2. I think it's out. Is it out? I have to watch it. If it's out, I don't even know. See, that's the thing. That shows you, I when it comes to Netflix stuff, I'm totally, I don't even know. I'm like, I think it is or it's not. I don't know. If it is, I have to reactivate my Netflix because I turned it off for a bit because I just didn't need anything on Netflix. But there's a couple things now I want to watch on Netflix, and definitely want to watch Sandman Season 2. But Sandman Season 2, apparently, or no, it was actually Sandman, the first season finale, was going to possibly have a cameo from a certain individual, and that individual was Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson's Batman was briefly considered as a cameo in the Sandman series finale. We talked about, does Robert Pattinson want to come to the funeral? Briefly, we did discuss that, but only briefly. So they thought about it. Not really, it wasn't going to be anything. There was no way that was going to fit in there. I don't think they would have approved that, because it seems like, when it comes to Matt Reeves' Batverse, I don't think it's going to delve into the paranormal kind of like world, any kind of fantasy elements or supernatural elements. I don't think it's going to delve into that, but could have been cool. Could have been pretty sweet. And then check this out. So we have some Jonathan Bach concept arts of Lex Luthor's pocket universe in Superman. So obviously we're going to see, I've been seeing more and more concept art when it comes to Superman. And concept art always looks really beautiful. I always love looking at concept art. Looks pretty cool. So there's some concept art that was posted on Instagram right there. And then we have James Gunn. We'll go through and see what Jimmy Guns has been talking about too. I think that's all we really. We got some other things too. But let's dive into Jimmy Guns and what he's been posting when it comes to certain things. Obviously, we have the Peacemaker rewatch podcast. I haven't watched it yet. I don't know if I will. I'll try to fit it in, but I'm like, right now when it comes to the Peacemaker podcast, yeah, I guess I should, and I'll probably catch up soon. But they're doing like a rewatch. So they're basically rewatching all of season 1. And so each podcast episode they'll bring on, the cast members, and he's there with his wife and everything. So it seems like it's going to be a fun podcast, but I haven't delved into it yet. Let's see. Okay. So Jimmy Guns, let's see. Posted that and posted that. So first off, we have Jimmy Guns talking about, a certain... we're going to see Martian Manhunter somewhere in here. Martian Manhunter is definitely going to be part of the DCU. James Gunn has already made an appearance. We already saw the Chacos billboard, electric billboard in Superman. So he's already planted that Easter egg when it comes to the Chacos. And then when him just posting on Twitter, a certain Martian will be happy to hear that Chacos Inc. is going strong in Superman. See it on the big screen. So obviously it's not the first time that we've seen. I think he posted it before. But now he posted this, so then we have this. Oh, Chacos. Enjoy today. Did someone say Chacos? Creamy filling and decadent cookies, a taste that can't be beat. They're just Oreo cookies, right? But, in the world of DC, there is no Oreo cookies. They're Chacos. Sweet bites of happiness. So he posted that. He posted that last week, which is cool. And then, of course, he posted more about the podcast, which is good. And then he has right here, Lex Luthor shares his ideas for the world, for a better world. See his vision in Superman playing now. So he keeps on trying to, go right there. And, of course, you have Nicholas Hoult reading his book that says A Better World. And then, of course, we have all these these images right here. Of course, there's Mr. Handsome right there. And then some people that he has shaken hands with when it comes to all this. And then his awards right there. So there's his shelf So little things in the background when it comes to Lex Luthor's office. And then this past weekend, like again, you know, like I said, we're going to be talking about the Superman box office. He wanted to thank everybody for another great weekend in the theaters for Superman. And then there's a shot of him right there in the Fortress of Solitude. So he wanted to, show appreciation because, like I said, I mean, I know there's a lot of people that wanna kind of just, take this away, but yeah, it's still it's doing fairly well. Not doing super well, huh? Obviously, they wanted to do better, but. And then we got this right here. Okay, so did you guys see that the in Cleveland, obviously they shot the Metropolis outside scenes in Cleveland. They shot Metropolis, so they unveiled a new statue, and here it is right here. You guys saw this, a new Superman statue. Look at that thing. It's not like specific to the movie, of course. It's just a standard Superman. And then, of course, it has a Siegel and Schuster family right there. So that's really cool. Representing the family. Maybe that's how they won that. Maybe that's how they won that lawsuit. Hey, we'll give you a statue, guys. Stop suing us every time we have a Superman movie. We'll give you a statue. So that's cool. Gotta love that. So at least we have that. And let's see. Okay, and then we have, okay. So this is smart, too. I mean, I'm telling you, the marketing for the DCU has been pretty good. Yeah, there might have been some mishaps when it comes to things, but I think the marketing is pretty good because obviously we have Peacemaker that's coming out in a couple of weeks. And now we got a new little marketing video right here that's going to be all over social media that's going to be marketing for Peacemaker, but it's also going to be like, hey, did you see the Peacemaker cameo in Superman? So here it is.
Can't say I'm surprised, Cletus.
There he is.
It's guys like this, they always got a whole bunch of dark, ugly secrets.
Peacemaker and Superman. And we got John Cena.
I was called in at the final hour as we were preparing for Peacemaker Season 2. I did the costume fittings for the new Peacemaker Season 2 wardrobe in Wink. And they were filming Superman at the time, and James asked me if I wanted to get involved. Heck yes. So I got to go on a talk show and talk some smack about Superman.
Talk some smack.
Well, the good thing about James Gunn writing and directing Superman is he runs DC too. So there is a short list of folks who dial my phone and I will immediately pick up for them and say, how can I be of service? And he is one.
Of course.
I think everything from the branding to the idea of a true virtuous superhero, you have to start the story of good and evil somewhere, and I think Superman is building block one of that.
There you go. See, the good thing about Peacemaker, and I know a lot of people want to be like, oh, nobody watched Peacemaker, who knows who Peacemaker is, but everybody knows who John Cena is. That's what kind of like the brilliance of the casting of Peacemaker being John Cena is the fact that it's John Cena and everybody, because all three times that I saw Superman in the movie theaters, the cameo got a reaction from the crowd. All three times got a reaction. And it might not even been a reaction of like, I don't even know, who is that? They just reacted to the fact that it's John Cena, So kind of smart if you think about it. So that was a cool little fun little video right here. So. And then now we have, if you guys are wondering what's going on with Teen Titans, obviously there's been a lot of back and forth. And yes, Jimmy Guns did putting the foot in the mouth when it comes to what's happening. Is there a script? Is there's not a script? And there was like a whole little back and forth when it came to that because we had Anna Naguara, who of course wrote Supergirl and who is currently writing Wonder Woman. A lot of people are going like, well, doesn't she have a script for Teen Titans too? And he was like, there is no such thing. We haven't read anything. And then he had to backtrack and see like, yeah, there was something, but it's not a finished script kind of thing. So now when it comes to Teen Titans, now we have Jimmy Guns right here talking about like, okay, when it comes to certain rumors that are out there, it's like, yeah, again, I like this because he's debunking things. Don't believe the rumors. Is it true that the Teen Titans movie will consist of the 2003 roster, but with Damian Wayne as Robin? Anything you've heard about this movie is made up or a guess. No one in the world knows anything about the concept for the story except 4 people. So him, Anna, Peter Safran, and I don't know who else. His wife? Maybe, I don't know. Jennifer Holland, does she know too? I'm trying to think, who's the other brain trust that would know? Who else would know? I don't know. We'll see, but okay. And then apparently during one of the podcasts, James Gunn, again, the man knows deep cuts when it comes to certain characters. He doesn't know Clark Kent's middle name, but he knows about Matter Eater Lad. That's right. There's a character called Matter Eater Lad. I never heard of this character, but it's this character right here who apparently eats matter, which is everything. What the fuck? But according to James Gunn during the podcast, he does say like, I'm willing to say, okay, I accept Matter Eater Lad is in the DCU. So we're going to see him in some future project. Is he going to be in Peacemaker Season 2? The man didn't know Clark Kent had a middle name, but he's going, Matter Eater Lad? Yeah. He might be in the DCU. Jesus Christ. That's what's so crazy about it. So when people were freaking out that he didn't know Clark Kent's middle name, I'm like, yeah, but he knows this kind of shit. Did you know this character existed? I didn't know this character existed. It's so freaking funny. And then James Gunn, he posted that he's currently well, I think he recorded already because he probably did it all in one shot. But he's recorded a director's commentary for obviously the home video release of Superman. He recorded it, and so when you get the Blu-ray or whatever the hell, you'll be able to listen to James Gunn talk about the movie. I always like listening to those directors' commentaries. They're fun. It's always cool, too, when the director also does it with the cast. Those are really fun, too, because it's like a watch-along kind of thing. But, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of things he'll talk about during the direct. But, yeah, he recorded that apparently recently, so expect that on the home video release. Max Minghella. You guys probably have seen this guy. But again, according to Nexus Point News, exclusive for them. They've got an exclusivo for Nexus Point News. But he was in Handmaid's Tale, but he was also in The Social Network, the first one. That's where I know him from too. But he pops up in a lot of movies. But apparently, he's being eyed to join the cast of Clayface as well. So that was an exclusive that happened today when it came to Nexus Point News. Just something random. Nothing too crazy, so. All right, let's talk about this box. Let's talk about box office. Let's talk about the box office, all right? Because everybody's talking about the box office. Superman's box office, Fantastic Four's box office. Naturally, those two are going to be put on a pedestal even more than Jurassic World, which Jurassic World is killing it and is raking in money, even though they're already going to put it on digital download after a month, which doesn't make sense. What are you doing, Universal? But so when it comes to Superman and Fantastic Four, I mean, it's funny because I'll even watch random YouTubers that aren't even like movie YouTubers that are talking about Superman, how much they enjoyed Superman. Is it a perfect movie? No, but they enjoyed it. It was entertaining. And the fact that Superman is actually doing well at the box office, okay? And then you have Fantastic Four, which a lot of people, there were some people that really thought, oh, Fantastic Four is going to be the big movie of the box office. 100% going to be the big movie. And it's not. It's actually, I thought maybe Superman has a chance. I don't know. I can't, now I'm trying to remember exactly what I said when I made my July box office prediction. I think what I said before July during one of the vodka streams, and again, I'm drinking during those, so who knows. I think I said that Jurassic World will likely win, but then I was like, I don't know. Maybe people are tired of dinosaurs, and maybe there'll be a surprise that it won't do as well. But of course, it does. It's at what, It's at currently, well, of course, we're going to do the full box office, but yeah, I mean, it's $767 million, essentially. I didn't think Superman was going to be the top. I actually thought Superman would be second, but I was like going, Fantastic Four, I just don't see it. I see it being third. When it comes to those three big movies, I was like going, I think Fantastic Four is going to be third. I just don't think it has the mojo or the hype to be number one. And a lot of people are like, oh, I think it's going to be Fantastic Four. And then, of course, there's the people that the people who just want Superman to be, to fail and flop. They were rooting and like, I'm going to go see it 5 times and everything. Those diehard Snyder fans were like obviously just glazing up Jurassic World Rebirth, obviously, even though that movie was a shit sandwich in my opinion. But they were, of course, glazing up Fantastic Four, which, I actually did really enjoy. But it's funny because when we see the second weekend drop for Fantastic Four, that's what everybody was talking about. So everybody's talking about that because that's what we look at now. The box office is so looked at. I talk about it all the time. It's just part of it. It's part of what we look at when it comes to these movies, especially the big movies. It's just it. I get tired of talking about box office too. I do, but at the same time, it's still part of like, are people enjoying it? It's an analytic, and that's what I do. I talk about analytics. We do this every week. Every Monday, I'm talking about the box office. And as you can see right here, a 67.1% drop. That is pretty big. Superman was at what? 54, 55 in its second weekend? But of course, Superman had a little cushion because he had the I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot and Smurfs that came after it. But the thing is, Fantastic Four, after 2 weeks, is at 367.4. That's actually not bad. So with all this doom and gloom, a lot of people are putting out there that it's, Marvels, they're done. They're done, holy shit. Like, yeah, the MCU and Marvel Studios are struggling, but they're struggling because we're comparing it to where they were 5 years ago. 6 years ago. In the 2010s, Marvel Studios dominated the box office. So that's what we're comparing it to. Now, if this was any other studio, this would be like, Jesus Christ, all the champagne, just pop it all. Jeez, this is amazing. But it's Marvel Studios, and they've been dominating the box office. So now when we're seeing this, we're just kind of like going, holy shit. But there's so many factors when you look at the drop right here, and I'm just kind of going like, well, first off, we're now going into August. August does not have any big blockbusters. We are done. We are officially done with summer blockbuster season. We are now, Naked Gun was technically, I think, the last technical summer blockbuster, but that wasn't even a huge movie. Technically, Fantastic Four, I guess you could say, is the last big summer blockbuster. But Naked Gun, you can kind of consider it because it is a franchise movie. It's a reboot. But we'll talk about those numbers in a little bit. But I'm just kind of like going, yeah, again, when it comes to the public, yeah, Fantastic Four was, the first family. It was, that's where Marvel and their heyday and everything when it came to the comics. Understandable, but it's different now. And when you already had, you had a successful first Fantastic movie that came out in 2004, 2005, it was pretty successful. And then the sequel was maybe not as successful. And then when you try to do the reboot in 2015, that was a bomb, big time. And then now you're bringing it here. And what was good about Fantastic Four was the fact that you didn't have to do any homework. You didn't have to do any MCU homework for this Fantastic Four movie. The thing is, how do you put that message out there to the general audience? Because I think with everything that's happened with some of the stinkers that Marvel Studios has put out when it comes to series and when it comes to some of the movies, and, there's been good ones in there, and, don't get me wrong, there's been good ones in there, but there's been some stinkers in there too. Like, I think it's not even like so much that it's superhero fatigue, it might just be MCU fatigue, where people are just like, okay, so if I watch this movie, what else do I have to watch? Do I have to watch, And then it was funny too, because I remember when I saw some of these like movie sites and stuff like that said like, here's what you should watch before you watch Fantastic Four. And it was showing the other Fantastic Four movies and whatever. And I'm like going, don't give anybody homework. Okay. People don't want homework anymore. Okay. Stop giving them homework. But the thing is like this Fantastic Four movie, you didn't need any homework, and it's a good movie, and it's getting rated well. But I don't know I don't know if like people got that idea and they just thought, oh, it's a Marvel Studios movie, it's an MCU movie. Maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll wait till it's on Disney Plus because I don't want to. I don't know. Maybe it was partly that, and I think just Fantastic Four is it's not one of those brands that people are just like going, oh, finally. I don't think it had rewatch value as much as Superman as well too. Superman to me had good rewatch value because Superman is 2 hours of just entertainment from start to finish. Yeah, there's some times where, you know, especially when it comes to the 12-minute Lois and Clark scene, but even that, I think, resonated with people because they were like, oh shit, check this out. We have Lois and Clark interviewing each other, but it's like it's moving at a good pace. Like it doesn't feel like 12 minutes. I think to me it just felt like Superman just flowed from start to finish and it was entertaining from start to finish. Yeah, I have a little bias because I'm more of a Superman fan, sure. But to me, when I watched Fantastic Four, I thought the first act was a slog. I went, I'm not feeling this. I was not vibing with that first act. Now, when they had to go out into space in that second act and go talk to Galactus, I was like, oh shit, now you're talking. And then it was good and I was good with it to the end. But I don't know. I don't know if it had like the rewatch value as maybe Superman. I don't know. Again, it's hard to tell like exactly what it is. But Fantastic Four being at $367 million after 2 weeks, that's not bad. So this whole doom and gloom is like pretty crazy. And then going into August, I think it's going to continue to have some legs where it will cross $500 million. And apparently, according to Google and whatnot, IMDb, it was a $200 million budget as well. And that's good that, it seems like the budgets are not as great. But the biggest thing about this whole box office talk and everything is the fact, guys, and we got to celebrate these little successes, all right? Being a DC fan, I want to appreciate these little successes, okay? Because looking at the box office now, we have no superhero movies that are coming out for the rest of the year. Not till Spider-Man, Brand New Day next year. Superman is likely, if Fantastic Four just doesn't go on a crazy run, Superman is looking to, and it probably will, because I don't think Fantastic Four is going to cross Superman. Superman's going to be the biggest superhero movie of the year. DC is finally winning a year. Finally gonna take a year. I mean, never since 2008 till now, when the MCU started, has never been the top dog when it comes to the CBM genre, has never won, has never taken the W. It's finally going to take the W. Where's it at? She's coming from a DC fan, all right? After all the fuckery that has happened in the past decade when it comes to DC films, what they did to Zack and all that shit, and what they did with his Justice League, and then what happened after that, and what happened in 2023 and everything with those movies and everything, it's just nice to see that, okay? It's a little victory. But then, of course, you get the pricks, you get the jackasses. When I posted on Twitter, of course, people were like, oh yeah, they're going to win when, it's the most mediocre box office year. Oh yeah, it went up against Captain America, the new Captain America, Thunderbolts, and this Fantastic Four. Huh, what kind of victory is that? Shut the fuck up. Little victories. As a DC fan, little victories. Okay, I get it. It's not going up against Spider-Man or the Avengers. I get it. Like if it was next year, if it came out next year, yeah, it wouldn't be going up against Spider-Man and Avengers Doomsday. Of course, it would not win, naturally. Or if it came out last year, going up against Deadpool Wolverine, I get it. It's just small little victories. It's just because of what DC, the fact that we have DC Studios and we have a Superman that is going to cross 600 million, and they're actually projecting it to actually get to that point where it's supposed to break even. I'm seeing that 670 million plus, which is, that's, if you do the equation, that's where, if you when you take the budget and everything, that's where it needs to be profitable or break even or whatever. When people are saying that it's a flop, it's actually the fact that it has legs, and going into August, maybe it will continue to have legs and it will get to that 600 million. Who knows where it will end up, of course. But it's just those small little victories where I'm like, yes. But I just love it when like these guys come in and I'm like, and then I look at their profile and guess what I see? Oh yeah, you got Zack Snyder's Justice League as your banner. I'm like, okay, so, you know, you realize that you are now acting, again, you're acting like the people who were a decade ago that were telling me that BVS was a flop. You know, now you're the guy. I thought you were, okay, now you're the guy that's telling me that, you know, yes, I get it. It's a Superman movie. Yeah, the Superman movie should make $3 billion. Sure. But obviously, internationally, all CBMs are struggling, it seems. But, you know, it's just those little small victories, man. Anything after 560? Yeah, I mean, I'm just doing that, you know, if you take the production budget. I mean, if it is $200 million production budget, you times it by 3, that's $600 million. So, I mean, you can even do that. But I was going by the 225 initial reported budget. So that would be 375. I don't know. No matter what, it's a success. And no one could say otherwise. But it is funny. There are people who go above and beyond. There's somebody in my mentions right now that is going above and beyond. And naturally, of course, you click on his profile. You look at some of his tweets. Oh, look who he's retweeting. People who don't like me and a lot of Snyder stuff. And I'm going, God, you guys are fucking embarrassing. You're embarrassing. And that's what sucks about it. It's how embarrassing it is. It's like, because I just go, hey, I'm like, I'm willing to bet that some of these guys, I'm like, I'm willing to bet that if this was Zack making the sequel to Man of Steel and it came out the exact same time, going up against Fantastic Four, Jurassic World, and all this stuff, and it was making the same money, something tells me you'd be celebrating it too. Yes, you would. You would be celebrating it too. You'd be like, oh yeah, it's success, and you'd be defending it. But it's not. It's the guy you don't like, so now you're the prick and trying to rain on the parade. You learned a lot during that Snyder Cut movement, didn't you? But yeah. So anyways, basically the bottom line, Superman's a success. I think Fantastic Four is going to be a success too. Going into August, I think they're going to have some legs and people are going to go see them. They're going to wait. They waited till all the crowds were gone. Kids are back at school, but that doesn't mean really much of anything, I don't think, anymore. I think both of them are successes. In 2025, and the way things are right now, with inflation and all the shit and blah, 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 and the more expected, everything, I think I would say they're both successes. All right. That's all I got to say about that. All right. Let's move on to, we're going to move on to MCU stuff. And, all right, let's first start off. Let's go on to this Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, let's see here. So, obviously, we got that tease. I posted a video, when was it? Thursday, I think it was? Thursday, or was it Friday? It might have been, I think it was Friday, right? They teased, because Spider-Man Brand New Day started filming on August 1st, last Friday. And then it was like, okay, cool. They're already like leaning into it and stuff like that. So then immediately after that, they were like, okay, we definitely are. So let's post another video. And this is the video, of course, they posted. I'm sure you guys all saw it. There he is, and there's the costume.
We ready?
Bam. Now, I will say, the hair's cool, but I don't know why. I don't know if you guys felt it too, or, I don't know, maybe it's just the angle. Maybe it was just the angle of the, maybe it's just the angle of the camera, but I just thought the costume looks great. I just thought it fit him a little weird. I don't know, but I think maybe it was just the angle of the camera. The camera is down, kind of angled up at him. So I think like maybe I just was like, yeah, because it just, I don't know, because it seemed like his shoulders were a little like, and then it just, I don't know. To me, it just didn't look quite right. I still was like going, it still looks good and everything. But for some reason, I just felt it kind of fit him weird. You know, it was like, I don't know. There's just something about it. Just that I just felt was like, something like a little off, slightly. You know, and I'm just like going, hey, okay, where's the mask? But then, and it's kind of funny because it seems like the set photos were actually better than that, because then we get this gorgeous shot from the set. Oh, my God. My God. Look at that. This was probably my favorite set photo because look at how clean. Look at how clean that looks. Look at the blue, dark blue, the texture, the spider on it. Oh, look at how clean that. Look at the web shooters. Look at everything. The mask, the eyes are bigger. I mean, that is sexy shit right there. Then after that, I was like, okay, it was just the angle. It was the angle of that promo that just looked a little off. But right there looks fucking fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now, do I think that's the best looking Spider-Man costume? Close. I don't know. I still like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man 2 costume the best. I don't know. There's something about that costume that just looked really good. But maybe, I don't know. And according to, I think there were some rumors out there that he might be actually having 2 different costumes. I don't know. I don't know how true that is, but yeah, and there was all kinds of everything. I mean, there were so many things. I mean, he was having so much fun. You know, there were so many set photos, so many of this. He was waving at people. He was just constantly just waving and all that stuff. And it's kind of funny, too, because I'm going like, oh, yeah, Kevin Feige was like, hey, do me a favor. There's going to be a lot of paparazzi out there. Wave, wave, wave. We're going to be posting all this stuff. And that way, like, Kevin Feige's like, hey, don't look at the Fantastic Four drop. Look over here. Look what's coming out next year. Don't look at the Fantastic Four drop. Look over here. Maybe. I don't know. It was kind of funny, though. But it was like the timing. It was like the timing of everything. You know, this is all happening yesterday. All of a sudden, we get like a flood of these right when like the 67% drop. No. I mean, maybe a little bit. Might have been a little bit. Might have been a little bit of PR. Like, hey, don't look at that drop. Don't look at that Fantastic Four drop. Look over here. Let's see. There's some videos out there, isn't there? Let me see. Got some videos. Spider-Man. Trying to look at, because there was just so many. I had no idea where to look. To be awesome. To be honest. We've come a long way, man. Come a long way when it comes to this Spider-Man costume. And then, of course, let's see. There's so many freaking, and I'm trying to find, and then you type in Spider-Man costume, and you just don't get, oh, yeah. So here's a cool little one right here. So he was even, like, you know, talking with fans and everybody and taking pictures. Yeah, he couldn't sign anything, and, you know, so he's just waving and everything. It's just really cool. High-fiving kids, taking pictures with kids. He was just having a good old time, man, and that's what it's all about. And you know, good on them, because they need some buzz. They need some buzz, and there's nothing wrong with, like, you know, having a little buzz right here. And I think that's just great that, you know, he was taking time to go chill with fans, take pictures with fans. Let's see. Man, there was like one, I should have had it up already. Tom Holland. Top. Yeah, man, that costume, I mean, there it is right here. It's from U-Box PhD. There's, again, just walking around, waving at fans. You could tell, like, Tom Holland was just having fun. He was having so much fun. He was just having so much fun. Let's see. There he is right there. He took a picture with this little boy who was wearing Spider-Man, his own little Spider-Man costume. I mean, that's what it's all about, folks. That's what it's all about. Not fucking box office and fucking discourse on which director you like and which director you hate and wanting superhero movies to fail. No, it's about this shit. It's about that. I love it when you see this kind of stuff. That's what it's about. You know, us 40-year-old men just like beating our keyboards going, no, my Superman's better. No, that kid doesn't know anything about who directed what. They don't know. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Just stuff like that. And then people were even posting this. I mean, it's been 10 years. I mean, there he is right there in Civil War 10 years ago, and then there he is now. I mean, we've seen like Tom Holland and this Peter Parker grow up. That's kind of what's cool about this Spider-Man is the fact, and hopefully we're going to be getting, we're going to get a whole other, we're seeing this Peter Parker actually grow up into Spider-Man, which is really cool, I think. And then we got to get an ass shot. Right? There's an ass shot, if anybody was wondering. There's a Wedgie Man. But obviously, the thing that we're looking at is not Tom Holland's ass. But maybe you are looking at Tom Holland's ass. I don't know. But we got the big big Spider-Man logo right there on the back too, which is pretty sweet. It's just pretty sweet. That's right, sweet ass. Let's see. Okay, and then I think I posted on mine. There's just so many pictures. But I think Marvel Studios knew exactly what they were doing. Marvel Studios and Sony knew exactly what they were doing because it was like, hey, we need to hype up this movie. And if we're filming outside, let paparazzi take pictures. Let people be part of it. Let Tom talk to the people. That's good PR. It's good PR. They are already ahead of just their marketing. They're already ahead of the marketing. They're already way ahead of the marketing. And this video right here I reposted, I should say. So he's on some kind of tank, and it's just kind of funny because there he is. And then he's just like, hey guys. He's just waving. And he's holding the helmet. If you see that. He's holding the helmet. Because, movie magic, guys. Spider-Man, I mean, yeah, we of course Spider-Man's just wearing a mask, right? Yeah, but, sadly in real life, you wear a Spider-Man mask, it's just going to form to your head and look weird. So, in the movies, yeah, we see like every Spider-Man does the whole thing where he takes the mask off and it's just a mask. But in actuality, when you see him actually in the mask, it's a helmet to make the dome look good and the fact that the actor can see and talk through it. Because if it's just like a regular mask, it's going to look all funky and weird. It wouldn't look right. It's just what you have to do to make the costume look good, of course. But yeah, Tom Holland was just having all kinds of fun. So, I mean, I think the costume looks great. I think it's up there for one of the best Spider-Man costumes that we've seen. Like I said, I'm still a big. I mean, the Toby costume, which was essentially the same throughout, but there was like a couple of tweaks to it. The Toby one was always great, and then I liked the first Andrew Garfield one, but I wasn't too big with the lenses. I thought that was kind of a choice, but I didn't hate it. But when it got the big eyes in the second one, I still think that is the best. My favorite Spider-Man costume is Amazing Spider-Man 2. So, let's see, what's the rumors about finally getting a real Mary Jane? I think it's because what's her name is cast and she's redhead, but I don't think that's going to be the case. According to also rumors, is MJ is going to be in the movie. She's going to be significant in the movie, but she's going to have a small role. So Zendaya, she's supposed to have a small role in the movie, but it's significant. But anyways, yeah, I'm just saying, like, I think that's my favorite shot of all the shots that we got from there, because it looks so clean. That blue looks so good. Everything just looks really good right there. I mean, it's straight out of Alex Ross. That is straight out of Alex Ross right there. That's just that's straight Alex Ross. And I think he actually retweeted that too. Did I retweet that? Yeah. So like if you look at it, it looks very, I mean, Alex Ross even retweeted it, retweeted his design. I mean, it's looking pretty close. It's looking really close. The spider looks a little different, of course, but yeah, so success. They knew exactly what they were doing though. That's what you gotta get. I mean, that's what I'm hoping that that, that one of the things that, James Gunn and everybody like learns too. And I think they kind of did. But just lean into the paparazzi, lean into, and don't start doing copyright takedowns and everything. Like, no, everything is free PR. Me talking about it right now and showing pictures, it's free PR. It's free PR. But I might bill you later, Kevin. Kidding. Maybe. All right, let's talk about the overall box office, huh? We already talked about Fantastic Four. We already talked about Superman and all that stuff. But let's talk about, obviously, the full box office, because we did have 2 new movies. We actually had 2 movies come out. Not just The Naked Gun, but we also had The Bad Guys 2. I have not seen The Bad Guys 1. I heard it was good. It's a good family movie. Sam Rockwell, I wouldn't mind seeing it. I should check it out. I've heard good things. But overall, like I said, Fantastic Four still took the top box office, even though it had that 67.1% drop. And we already saw the total. But Bad Guys 2 domestically made essentially $22 million. And then worldwide, it made 22.5, so $44.5 million. So good stuff. And then, of course, when it comes to The Naked Gun made 16.8 and 11.5. Grand total of $28.3 million. I'm kind of wondering what the budget was for that. I can't imagine it was too high, but it's good. I'm glad that, people are flocking out. Let's go see these comedies, folks. Like I said, they understood the assignment, and I want some more parody movies. I want the parody genre to make a comeback. That would be nice. And, of course, Superman came in 4th, and then Jurassic World rounded up. And like I said, that one's just sitting very pretty at $766.9 million. And then Together also came out, but we knew that this movie wasn't going to do that much because it's a small, kind of indie-ish movie-esque. It's a neon movie. I do really want to see it. I heard it's like, obviously it's not going to make a big, huge, because it's a body horror movie. Not a lot of people have the stomach for a body horror movie, but I'm very curious about this movie. And I'm hopefully going to catch it sometime, or, it'll probably be on video like soon. They'll probably slap it on something pretty soon, but I definitely want to see it. Obviously, it's doing well with critics. Heard a lot of good buzz about it. So there's your box office. There's the rest of your box office. Not too shabby. Okay, now I'm going to talk about this, because there really wasn't anything else to talk about, and I figured, why not talk about this movie that came out on Amazon Prime that I talked about last week when I had no idea that this remake, not really remake, but another version of The War of the Worlds, which is a classic H.G. Wells novel that was a radio show back when radio was a whole thing, back in the 30s and 40s and whatever, that scared the shit out of people apparently because they thought there was an actual alien invasion happening. And then, of course, there was other remakes. There was one that came out, I think, in the 60s. And I don't think there was a good, I don't know how many, I know there was some other War of the Worlds remakes that happened. But then, of course, Steven Spielberg and Tom Cruise decided to make one in 2005, 2006, I don't know. Really good remake because it's Steven fucking Spielberg and it's Tom Cruise. And it's a great, if you haven't seen that one, go do yourself a favor, watch that War of the Worlds. It's a good one. It's a really good remake. I think that's the best one out of them all. But then all of a sudden this trailer comes up of Ice Cube starring in a War of the Worlds movie where it's taking place entirely on his computer screen. And I'm going, oh boy, this looks very, very B-roll. But I'm going to check it out. And when I got home from Laughlin yesterday, I thought, you know what? I'm not going to, I'm kind of tired. It was a long drive and, tired from the weekend. I'm not going to really do any work or anything. So I'm going to sit down, pour a little glass of wine. I'm going to watch this War of the Worlds movie and just hopefully be entertained by it. And oh, was I entertained by it. This movie is bad. It is so bad. It's at a 0% right now on Rotten Tomatoes, of course. I don't think it has many reviews on it, but it's bad. So first off, the concept of the fact that it's just taking place on a screen, that's not the first time that concept has. I think what was that one called, Searching or whatever? There's been a couple of movies that have taken the concept of, hey, and it's mainly like going through social media. This is not going through social media. It kind of does, but it's mainly because Ice Cube's character is he works at the NSA. He does the surveillance stuff. So you're seeing it from strictly his screen. First off, casting Ice Cube in this role, that's a stretch. That's a stretch. I was like, Ice Cube, you realize the roles that he plays, mainly? Him playing a smart guy on a computer, that's not exactly Ice Cube. He doesn't really have range, Ice Cube, So already right away, you're kind of going, geez, I don't know about that. And, it kind of reminded me of, when they cast Rihanna as the hacker girl in Ocean's 8. And I was going, really? Rihanna's the hacker girl in this? Whew, I don't know about that. And before anybody tries to cancel me, I'm like, why, Dave? Because they're black. Because they're black. No. You know who the ultimate desk guy is? The ultimate hacker guy is? Luther Stickley. Fucking Ving Rhames in one of the best franchises ever. So shut up. Don't even try to cancel. Don't even try to come at me. Okay? It's not because that motherfucker is the GOAT. Okay? So before, it's not that. Okay? Just don't get Ice Cube and Rihanna. Okay? Maybe not singers. Anyways. No one's coming. No, I've been canceled so many times. Come on. No, but yeah, it was, and then you have like Eva Longoria, who's like this NASA woman, and she's terrible. There's somebody else who's very terrible. It's all pretty terrible. The only one, the best character is Ice Cube's son in this movie. I will say I liked his character the most. So if you watch it, the son is actually the best character of the movie. His son is actually the best character of the movie. Everybody else kind of sucks. It's bad. I mean the VFX. I watched it so you don't have to. But if you want to watch it and be entertained by it, Ice Cube in his Ice Cube way says, "I don't have alien invasion insurance." I was like, oh, there, that's a line. And then he literally does say in the movie, "Move, bitch, get out the way." When he's like trying to slap away one of the alien tentacle things. And I was like, oh, wow, he actually did say that too. Yeah, they fit that in there. It is so funny too, because when you see the end credits and it says based on the H.G. Wells novel, no, it's not. The only thing that is anything remotely to the actual novel that H.G. Wells wrote is just the tripod things. Everything else is slop because the aliens are here because they feed off data. That's right. They feed off data. That's their food. They're the resource. That's what they feed off of. They want our data. And I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. They feed off, okay. Interesting. Yeah, so there's like nothing remotely like the story of that H.D. Wells was trying, except for the little tripod things. That's it. And then the little storm things that happen too. There's a little bit of that. But if you want to laugh with friends, watch it. The VFX are like really bad too. And it's just it's so bad that you're entertained by it. I had a lot of laughs. So at least there's that, right? Okay. Anyways, we're done with that. More bad film than good. Oh yeah, way more bad film. I mean, there's nothing really good about it, but like I said, you can be entertained by it. I could be entertained by it. And I knew when I put it on, I'm like, oh yeah, there's no way that this is going to be remotely good. There's just no way. No way it's going to be remotely good, which is fine. I don't mind watching a bad movie. I'm a sucker for an alien invasion movie. And then the fact that it was, War of the Worlds, I'm like, I have to. All right, let's go to some Twitter questions. We got Eric right here. Hey, Dave, here's an interesting question. What's the upcoming non-DCU MCU superhero film you're most looking forward to? For me, it's Spider-Man Noir. Is that going to be a film or a series? I mean, I guess you could mean series as well. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that too, as well as Lanterns. But I don't think there's anything like, when it comes to like superhero film that's Not, I mean, yeah, this one. But then again, Lanterns is attached to the DCU, and Noir is its own thing. So I would agree with you on that. So. Devin Wooter, hello Dave. How surprised that Fantastic Four is not doing well at the box office. It dropped 80%. Well, 67%. When you look at the overall numbers and everything. On Friday, do you think Marvel did a mistake for releasing? Yes, that's another thing too. They should have waited till November. I think Fantastic Four would have done better in November. Honestly, a lot of people were saying that too. There was just too much crammed in July. There's too much crammed in July, and I think it could have benefited coming out in November. Give people a little breather, and then you have November. But then again, November might be, there might be too many things there too. So I think it could have benefited there for sure, though. Cooper Knox, a thought occurred to me the other day. What if Peter Safran and James Gunn were to give David Ayer a second chance at a DC movie by hiring him to direct Sergeant Rock? Ooh, I think David Ayer would fucking kill it. I think David Ayer would really kill it. And then after that, or if they give it to him, they in the contract they show, okay, well let me release the Ayer cut. Can we have that? Can we have that? If they were gonna want David Ayer to do that, they should be a thing in his contract to be like, okay, but part of the budget of Sergeant Rock, can you actually send some of that over to the Ayer cut? That'd be sweet. Apparently, there's supposed to be some kind of campaign tomorrow. A joint campaign with the Ayer cut and Schumacher cut. Another one of those campaigns. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of... I might tweet out something because it is the anniversary of the first Suicide Squad. But, I'm like, all right, can we stop with these campaigns? Because, certain fans always want to tack on more to the campaign. They want to tack on more than just what the campaign is. They want to tack on like 17 other movies. Darkness Under the Wind, Alex. Dave, question 1. Do you think we're not getting Mercy Graves in the DCU since we didn't get her in Superman, or she's going to make her debut soon? I wouldn't be surprised if James Gunn has something. I just would not be surprised. Question 2. With the set photos coming out from the filming of Spider-Man Brand New Day, do you think Mr. Negative will be the main villain or side villain working with Fisk if Fisk is going to be the main villain? I don't think Fisk is going to be the main villain. I think they won't do that. Maybe Fisk will have a presence, and I hope they do. And I actually do hope that, that certain blind superhero does show up. It would be pretty damn cool to see a live-action Daredevil and a live-action Spider-Man interacting with each other. I have no qualms with that. We're already going to have Punisher in there. Why not bring Daredevil? But yeah, I think Mr. Negative is going to be the main villain. And I hope so. Because that's a pretty good villain right there. Question 3, with Hulk confirmed to be in Spider-Man Brand New Day, is Savage Hulk coming back? See, that's the thing. Is it going to be Hulk or is it just going to be Bruce Banner? Are we going to see Hulk? I don't know. And I hope it's going to be a Savage Hulk. I hope it's not Professor Hulk. But, we'll see. But then again, that is just a rumor, but it might just be Bruce Banner, for all we know. Question 4, with the confirmation of Scorpion finally coming back. Yeah, Scorpion is definitely coming back. That actor posted something on his Instagram, posted like him with the scar and everything. Do you think he'll play a part in this film? Yes, because he finds out... he might, but I wouldn't be surprised if he probably has like one scene or something. Some kind of thing, probably like a cool little action sequence when he has that, he's got like a mechanical tail or something. Joshua G, I agree with this casting. Yeah, some people are saying that Courtney Eaton, and she's actually been leaning into it, saying like, yeah, I'll be cast as, I have no idea who the hell she is, but I know I saw her name and I saw this picture, so. Benjamin, excited for this. The new Spider-Man suit looks fresh. And curious about those box office numbers, especially after Carter Vance, USA's take on superhero fatigue. War of the Worlds review should be interesting too. Let's go. You guys know how much I love the let's go. Yeah, like I said, like overall when it comes to the box office, it was a good box office. It was a good box office. It was a good summer blockbuster season. Yeah, it's going to be, the movie's going to have to be a straight up event for it to make $1 billion. And that's the thing is like when people are like talking about box office numbers, it's like, yeah, as much as Jurassic World Rebirth is killing, it's still not making $1 billion like the previous ones did. It's like, oh yeah, look at Jurassic World. It's like, yeah, but it's still not going to make $1 billion like the previous ones did. It's like, yeah, things are just not the same anymore. And it's going to have to be a straight up, full on event film like what Deadpool Wolverine was, like what Barbenheimer, like what that was. That was a straight up event. Like Spider-Man Brand New Day might make $1 billion, but it doesn't have to, but it will be successful for sure. Avengers Doomsday will likely make $1 billion, but the real test when it comes to box office is what Avatar Fire and Ash is going to make this December. When the previous two made $2 billion plus, is Avatar Fire and Ash going to also make $2 billion, or is it going to make something less? I mean, it's just, things are just, as we go along, things are just different now. So that's why it kind of gets exhausting talking about box office. But, it's part of the gig. Part of being the film junkie. I got to talk box office. Okay? Got to talk box office, and I got to try not to act as biased as possible. Because there's too many assholes out there that are so fucking biased that they believe their own bullshit. It's crazy. All right, guys. That's the stream. That's the show. Thank you for spending time with me. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Hit that like, thumbs up, share too, please. Helps the algorithm. Do all the things. Really appreciate you spending time with me. Like I said, Wednesday shows are usually a pre-recorded show, not so live. I'm kind of just running with that right now, and I think even DC Fanimated will also be a pre-recorded because Scott's schedule is kind of wonky. So expect pre-recorded stuff. I'll try to be in the chat, but it is Mama Film Junkie's birthday, and I think we're going to be either taking dinner to her or taking her out to dinner, so I might not be available, but it will be up at 6 o'clock Pacific time. And then, of course, the vodka stream. Didn't have one last week. We'll definitely have one this week and everything, so it should be fun. All right, guys. Appreciate spending time with me. Follow me on all the sock meds and everything. Twitter is where I'm mainly active, but I post things everywhere else. You guys are awesome, and appreciate it. And talk to you later.